Good morning. How is everybody this morning? What's that? I know I can't hear you. It is Wednesday, May 14th. Ooh, almost my wedding anniversary. We just had Mother's Day. I'm living the dream over here. Let's check and make sure we are where we need to be on all our respective channels. There I am. Hello. I see myself. Have you ever seen your name in print? There's more to that line, but if you know what it's from, make me laugh by telling me. Hopefully somebody can check YouTube for me. Laura, I'm asking you to check YouTube. Okay, so it is a beautiful day here. It's finally not raining. If by some chance my dog starts barking or the doorbell rings, it's because we have people working on our driveway. They started mid last week. I can't even remember. It's all been such a blur, maybe Thursday. And then it started to rain. And, oh no, they must have started Wednesday. And then it started to rain. And it has been a very long weekend. Because not only did we have them like redoing our driveway, they're like grading it down and widening it. But then we had them push the dirt into our front yard to try and like level some of it out. All of these are very ridiculous first world problems. But I live in Georgia, the state of Georgia. And by pushing that dirt in front of my front door, it meant that I have a front yard full of Georgia red clay. And so now we're like stepping off the porch and going around into this hill of weeds. I was supposed to have a birthday party this weekend for little Stella. That did not happen, in part because my husband got sick on Saturday and spent the entire day in bed. And I'm really hoping that the rain holds off this week and we can finish because it will be lovely. Oh no, let me go check. Laura says she doesn't see me on YouTube, which is super frustrating. I'm telling you, man, they're always like updating things. Oh, I'm in the wrong channel. I have too many children. Switch account. Here we are. Laura, why aren't I live on YouTube? What is this about? And then I get here, Laura, and it's like, there's not an easy button that says, look here. Oh, I see it. 100, no, that's last week. I just happened to be wearing the same shirt because I finally finished it. Oh my gosh. So ridiculous. Live streams. Why isn't it here? I don't understand. She's texting me. She thinks she might have messed it up. That's alright. We will post it to YouTube afterward. We'll figure this out. I'm sure there's something, there's some button I forgot to press, or who knows. It's okay. It's all good. So I was talking about my driveway. They're working right now. It's been super stressful. Partly because the dog gets out and then brings in Georgia red clay, and I've already mentioned that I'm not a housekeeper. And so, yeah, good times, great oldies. Okay, moving right along. It's about to get really loud. I just heard more noise out there. It's ridiculous. So I wanted to quickly go over, last week we had our celebration of gratefulness or gratitude or thankfulness or however you want to word it. We're thankful, we're grateful, we love you. Stacy Sawicki, I hope I didn't totally butcher your last name, was our big grand prize winner of the Silhouette Cameo cutting machine and the Cricut Easy Press. I've said this before, I don't own an Easy Press, but they come very highly recommended. Tasha actually traded in her full-size heat press because she liked the Easy Press so much. So don't tell my husband because I'm not trading in my heat press. I don't know, I just like it. But if you don't have room for a heat press, it's probably a really good choice. But it's also a lot cheaper than a heat press. There's that. So she won that. We had over 9,000 entries for our grand prize. That is awesome. We saw a lot of growth through the week, which I love. It makes me feel like people are responding to our vibe and we're attracting our tribe, to use a good cliche that was on the inside of my Dove chocolate. That's sort of the go-to gift for my family is the bag of mixed chocolates. And then my children eat all the caramels because I love caramels, but for some reason those aren't my favorite. I don't know why I'm oversharing. I think I get nervous and I tend to overshare. Anywho. I would also like to talk about the importance of pressing and top stitching. This is something that we routinely talk about. We'll just say talk about. I will keep this positive. I don't understand how people press a t-shirt and then wear it without top stitching, because the minute I wash it, it is no longer staying nice. It starts to like fold up here, and these will start to do whatever. I don't really get it. I notice that like store-bought shirts, a lot of times they'll have bias tape along the back, along the back of the collar, but they'll leave the front untop stitched. And I'm curious about that, but I don't really know how that works either. Oh, awesome. Thanks, Laura. I will tell her thanks. But I find it really interesting because it never works for me. I don't know. And even if I use a wider band, like the one I'm wearing right now, I love a good press and top stitch. It stays down. It looks beautiful. I feel like it can hide a multitude of sins. I love this. It is, to me, pressing and top stitching is the ultimate step between homemade and handmade. There's nothing wrong with homemade. I love homemade. If that's what you're going for, fantastic. I like to really make people work to figure out if I made it or if I bought it. It's like a personal perfectionist coup. I have issues. But it really ups the ante as far as, the crispness. I'm looking around for examples, honestly. And of course, I have nothing within reach, and my sewing room is an absolute disaster. So, I cleaned everything out, and I got rid of my storage, and then I never put everything back in. And then this week, I was working on something for my son, and I couldn't find the 1/4 inch elastic spool, and then I never found it. And you can see that is the beginning, but it's a lot worse than what you can see over there. I kept it dark on purpose. Yeah, I can't use my table right now. I started dumping stuff out, and I'm at a loss. I need some shelves that I can reach somehow, or cabinets. I don't know. I need something. My husband and I are brainstorming. If you have pictures for ideas for me, and it's sort of stuff like I need little jars for grommets and jars for snaps and whatever. I only have one bank of drawers. It's got 6 drawers. It works, but it's not enough because then I start having bins of things everywhere. I'm stressing. Anywho, that is my other first world problem. I have water, I have food, but I don't have a place to hold my snaps. Moving right along. Pressing and top stitching. One thing that I like to keep by my, sorry mom, by my ironing board is this napkin. It's a cloth napkin. I actually love cloth napkins, but I have a lot of children who are kind of related to goats, and it's just not. I don't wash enough. I have enough laundry right now. When my husband and I are on our own, we will go back to cloth napkins. But anyway, this one is from my grandmother. It's got this pretty little design on it. It's also stained and whatnot. I use it as my press cloth. It is perfect. It's perfect as a press cloth. I keep it next to my ironing board. It's a little nostalgia. It's a little, she'd probably roll over in her grave if she knew I was using it as a press cloth. She would not be surprised. I don't know. Maybe she'd be entertained. Anyway, I keep that by my ironing board at all times, and I keep my ironing board up in the corner at all times, just so I can, don't leave your iron on. I've had very few babysitters in my life, but one time when the twins were little, they're 6 now, I had a babysitter for the first time, and she was early 20s, thank goodness. And I was at a swim meet, and my iron caught on fire. This was a very long time ago. It was on Facebook, but maybe before 5 out of 4. I'll try and dig up a picture and post it in the comments. It was ridiculous. And that was back in a previous house when we had carpet on the floor. So The carpet did not catch on fire, but the the babysitter did use the fire extinguisher. It was bad. It combusted. Ooh, the FedEx truck is here, which means hopefully I don't have to sign. But do you see that? Look at that. See how it's like flashing at me? That was my, oh, you're also getting a reflection on my light. Yeah, that was my Mother's Day gift to myself. I was working out, the perils of working out, decided to drink some water, but in my shaky state, I poured it all down the front of me, and then I decided to wipe my phone off because it was sitting in front of me and it got wet too, and so I wiped it on my shirt, and then I threw it delicately to the ground. Wow, the FedEx man is coming to the door, so I might I might have to sign. I had insurance on my phone, and so thankfully it is covered. Wow, this is really funny. I'm going to be interrupted because I'm home alone. My husband just ran out. I don't know where he's going. Maybe he just put it in the play thing. Anyway, I apologize. Moving right along. So I'm going to answer the door. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay, sorry. Oh, boo, it's not my phone. That's ridiculous. My daughter's new climbing shoes, which she'll be happy about because she's got regionals this weekend. But anyways, I just went and answered the door for my 12-year-old. Okay. I was like hoping it could have been one of two things. It could have been my new phone, which would have been magical and made my heart happy, and I thought I was going to have to sign for it, but he looked at me like I was crazy when I answered the door. Or I was actually really excited. I have a new order of swim fabrics from Sly Fox Fabrics that's out for delivery today. And I was hoping to like do a little unboxing. I thought that would just be like so perfect, but no, it's not. Anyway, it is not perfect because it is climbing shoes for my 12-year-old. Apparently climbing shoes only last 6 months. I did not know that. And if you're a beginner climber, you drag your feet along the wall more, which means they last exactly 6 months. You can't like stretch it out. That's fine. Whatever. She'll be happy. Okay, moving right along. So I just mentioned Sly Fox Fabrics. They are sponsoring one of our current, we only have one. They're sponsoring the Laura swim test that we have on, not Laura, my coworker. This was actually named for Rachelle's daughter, Laura. I'm going to show you some sample pictures, hopefully. Oh, no, not those. Hold on. Moving right along. I'm going to have to hide these down here so that you don't see those before I want you to see them. The mystery. The mystery. Okay, let's see. All right, so I'm running. This is the dress version. Hopefully you can see this because I can see it. Isn't it cute? Here's the back. I love it. So this includes a tankini or a bikini top, right? Somebody's going to correct me. And I have it all written down, but I can't read my own handwriting. A dress, like a swim dress or a longer dress, because you know how much we love that. We love versatile patterns. This back can be either a tie back or she has an option to use like a butterfly clip, you know, the swim clips. Maybe you call them something different. This is a little close-up of the neckline. Super cute. It has a very soft V here. The neckline has different options. There's a plunge. There's a, wow, you can see me. That's funny. There we go. Moving right along. There's a V-neck, and then there's a V-neck plunge that goes deeper. You can see the flutter on the sleeve. Here's the one-piece option. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Actually, we all get a little thrill when muslins, I'll get my cursor. Muslins go so smoothly. Uh-oh. I just pressed the button. I don't know what that button did. I'm afraid to press anything now. There. Okay. When the muslins come in and they look awesome. We've had 2 tests here in a row where the muslins just looked amazing and like very few changes and you know stuff like that. It's just it makes me feel like I'm learning something. It makes me feel really like it just is nice. It doesn't always happen. In fact, okay, wait. Let me back up. I'm gonna keep going on this thread first. So the Laura swimsuit, I believe the release is going to be next Tuesday, so just in time for your holiday weekends if you're here in the States. I believe Canada has a holiday weekend too when they open up all their cabins for their like 6 days of summer. I'm so funny. One of the things that we go on and on and on and on about is the importance. Oh my crow. Guess what I just found? Like, I'm not kidding. I can't make this stuff up. In fact, I'm going to unplug my computer. Oh, that made my screen darker. I'm going to unplug my computer and twist this around. Do. Do you see that right there? Do you know what that is? Just kill me now. Just like... So now I'm going to also... Can you see that disaster zone over there? Like, that was me looking for an entire spool of 1/4 inch elastic. And I'm not kidding. It was behind my computer the whole time. I actually feel... It's just, my life is so hard. It's just ridiculous, people. And now... Okay, I'm not going to drop any choice words that would make this non-family friendly, but I'm having a moment. Maybe a senior moment. Okay. One thing that we repeatedly talk about when we're talking about swim is the importance of fabric choice and supportive fabric and also swim cups. I have this test that I want to do when I get my life in order, you know, when my kids leave, I think, that includes showing you different shapes of swim cups, because they definitely come in all different shapes, and people are not created equally. We all have different shaped boobs. I just said boobs on twice. Good grief. Okay. But anyway, so, you know, at some point it's more about like covering certain areas, for a euphemism, if you know what I mean. But it is really important to use supportive fabric. It can be called such things as power net, tech sheen, athletic power mesh. I struggle with the word power mesh because if you go into Joann's, I think it's actually just Joann. If you go into Joann Fabrics, you're going to end up with power mesh, that what they call power mesh, and it's really just mesh like you would find in the top of a dance costume. It's not supportive at all. So it's really important to like pull and see if it has a firmer foundation. I'm going to show you an example because Sly Fox Fabrics is sponsoring our swim test. So, and they're lovely. Let's be honest. We love the ladies. So I'm going to show you what they call it. You can see it on their website. Here they call it athletic power mesh. And it'll say, suitable for use as the foundation of garments and lingerie, as a lining fabric, and for decorative effects. So they actually say that you can use it for both. But the key part is foundation of garments and lingerie. And in lingerie. Well, you know, I'm just like messing up that sentence. But I've used it in waistbands of my Virginia maxi skirt. I like that. As a mom of 6 kids with no abs left, I salute the power mesh. I love it. It just helps. I'm unwilling to wear an extra layer of, I don't own any of the Spanx or whatever they're called, because it gets to be like over 100 degrees here, and I can't imagine anything that is quite that tight on. It just makes me cringe to think about. But anyway, I do put it in waistbands. I'll put it in the front and back of swimsuits and sports bras. It's important to put it in the back. We came across this with the Key West tank. If you didn't put it in the back, what ended up happening is the swim fabric started working so hard to counterbalance the... Wow, I just pressed the wrong button. That's amazing. Where the heck am I pressing? Okay, I'm really struggling today. There I am. Magic! Anyways, the swim fabric ends up trying to pull the tech sheen, or whatever you want to call it, the power net, and then it's unable to. And so it's a really good idea to do the back too. Same if you're doing an X Factor, you're going to want to do the X. Not so much the straps on agility, but if you do the T back, you're going to want to do the lower back and the T. I just like using my hands. Oh gosh, it's like I've only had coffee. I haven't even had breakfast. Alright, moving right along. So the Laura swimsuit should release on 5/21. We're really excited about it. We are very thankful for the lovely ladies at Sly Fox Fabrics who have sponsored this test, so hopefully you'll see some of their awesome swim fabrics. I was really hoping mine would come today, but maybe next week I can show you. They have one with these circles on it. I'm obsessed. Okay, the other thing I wanted to do today, I actually have not opened this yet, so this is like I've never done an unboxing, nor have I ever watched one. I don't really understand. But I think it's kind of cool. So I have this friend in Virginia. I'm trying to think of how we met. We actually met in a baby sign language class when my oldest was probably 6 or 7 months old. Back when I had times for such things. We've used sign language with all of our kids. I still use it if we're in church or somewhere like where we're trying to talk and somebody needs to go to the bathroom or whatever, just so my kid's not going, I need to go poop. But so this is where I met Maritza. She lives in Virginia, unfortunately, with her lovely family. But she started her own company called Hatch, and she has, I think I locked the door, and I think my husband's here. Yeah, I'm online. Okay, moving right along. I've had to leave the video twice today. That's all very classy. Okay, she started her own company. She does these things called tamari balls that are beautiful and like I don't know. I'll link her website. But one thing she does, I should have asked her more questions. Sorry, Maritza. Hand turned pens and more. So she's got bottle openers here, pens, and now she has stitch removers. So look at this. If you're looking for a gift for somebody, I think this is just cool. The first time I saw one of these was when we were in Ottawa last year, and it was at the Byward Market? Byward. I think it's Byward. But he did not have a website. Oh, it's so pretty. So look, I like this because you can turn it around and it's capped, so it's, safe. I'm not going to stab myself, which I do a lot. And so then you pull it out and you put it back in. Look at that! It's like a little piece of art, and it's handmade by another mama. Wow. Maritza, you have outdone yourself. This is classy. Far too classy for me. She goes to this folk school camp, and she talks about it every summer, and her kids go too, and I'm like, I'm going. I gotta go. It looks amazing. Anyway, isn't that beautiful? So, usually in my family, we say we're not allowed to own nice things. If it's in my sewing room and my kids don't use it and have no use for it, like scissors. I mean, I just found scissors with something sticky on them today. Yeah, I love it. It's got a little ergonomic handle. It's so pretty. And as a gift, I think it's great that it comes in its own box. Anyway, I will post her website and everything. It's called Hatch, just in case somebody's looking. That's pretty cool. I love it. She says, I create beautiful and useful items with my lathe. The fact that it's useful, that just brings my my heart. I love it. Anyways, I wanted to share that with you because I just thought it was too cool. Again, I'm late for Mother's Day, but I'm not a very good planner. Like that, we just have to embrace this fact. All right, I have 2 more things I want to share with you. So, as you know, I've had a little bit of pattern ADD here recently. Just trying to catch something that really makes me want to dump in 100,000 hours. Because it is. All of this is a labor of love. You really have to, my heart has to sing in order for me to work. I mean, I do a couple things that maybe somebody asked for, or I know we need, whatever. But most of the patterns at 5 out of 4 is something that I loved, even if it's just pajama pants. I live in the versatility pants. Those are the ones I make for my whole family. We really don't wear a lot of woven anything. One of my kids prefers woven pajama pants, and so I make those for her. But the rest of us are fully knit. Some of them prefer the pennies. I prefer the versatility. But anyways, moving right along. So this week I saw a sports bra that I really liked at Lululemon. And it had a very minimalist approach. Like, it was absolutely gorgeous. In fact, I'll show you the one that, let's see, hit this button. There you go. So this is the one that I liked. Super classy, right? And of course the color choice was dark chrome, which honestly, oh no, they have a couple others here. Okay. I apologize to Lulu. Wow, that is really low cut. I don't know. I don't. Anyway, I'm moving right along. But you can see from the back that it's got a very minimalist approach, right? So I hear you, before you start freaking out, that it says it's designed for yoga, light support for an AB cup, which happens to be me. So I spent some time over Mother's Day. Oh, good grief. Where are my pictures? There we go. Making my own, because I like color and I like more coverage. I gotta be honest. I might be a little... Anyways, let's not call me names. You can see that it's not perfect. This was my first attempt. It was fiddly. I like that there's no binding on the front. I did have all those enclosed. This junction, whenever you fold it back and sew it back to the strap, it can get a little ugly in my opinion, because I struggle with that. Like, sometimes it sticks out the sides. It's a little fiddly for me. I'm going to zoom in so you can really see. Oh, no, gosh, I don't know what happened there. There we go. So that's something that I think I'll actually end up tapering the actual pattern to avoid that, because it just bugs me. It's like it's a personal issue, I'm sure. You can see all my freckles. But I just thought this was so fun. And so what I decided was, while I love the minimalist approach, and I don't know, I don't wear a lot of, I don't do a lot of yoga, I'll be honest. I'm not really it seems awfully calm and relaxing to me. That was a joke. I loved the look of this bra. And you can actually see right here, if I had power net, even though I don't have huge breasts, if I had power net, you would not get these side wrinkles nearly as badly. And so this was just a test run. And in my future one, I will more than likely put power net all over it. But the best part, so as I was working on this weekend, because it was just a personal goal that I really wanted to do, I decided to have this option, but then I also did a straight back here. Hopefully Joan is watching, because she loves it when I do a solid back. So you'll still get the strappy detail, which is quite fiddly, I'm not going to lie. But it's so cute, right? I mean, seriously, I love it. So if you have a bigger bust, you're still going to be able to wear this. We'll put elastic in those straps. I actually have elastic in those straps, but it's just clear elastic because I couldn't find my 1/4 inch elastic that was hiding behind my computer the whole time. And you could even do 3/8. That would get really kind of fat looking in here, just thicker. But we could try it. I mean, I'm sure somebody will be a guinea pig for me. You can see that my elastic down here is a little thin. So I'm actually thinking about cutting this, since my stitching isn't perfect anyway, and putting in a clip. I just couldn't find those either, which again explains some of the dumping. But isn't the colorful way more fun, right? You feel me? So one thing that Christy and I were talking about was an open back tank that really showed this off. And I haven't finished that part yet, because my next pattern is actually not going to be this. Okay? Isn't that funny? Wrong button. My next pattern is actually going to be for the boys in your life, not the men, the boys. It's going to be boys' swim trunks to match our men's swim trunks. And I did a little muslin and an old sheet that, I don't know where it came from. It's scratchy as all get out, so it never went on one of our beds. But it was nice. So I went ahead and did my first trial run in board short fabric. And it's going to have pockets, right? Side seam pockets. And then it'll also have... I'm trying to hold this up at the same time. Don't mind the red Velcro. That's all I had, honestly. But so I put the grommets in the bottom of the packet. Just like the men's, I haven't attached the Velcro to the top here. These aren't quite done because I couldn't find my 1/4 inch elastic. Seriously, kills me. But they do have a liner. This is a Coolmax liner without the legs finished. That I used in my husband's swim trunks. I wish I could remember where I found it, but I can't. You can also just use swim fabric. If you're worried about mesh, I don't know, you read some terrible stories on the internet. But if you're worried about mesh, just use swim fabric or leave it out. Nobody's going to know. Or if it's for a baby size, you could possibly use like a PUL. Is that how you say that? It's like a, anyways, whatever. Laminated fabric, right? Some sort. I don't know. I never made diapers. That was like way too fiddly. Even though we use cloth diapers, I never made them. But you could use that. And so then you could just have the swim diaper and then this liner maybe, right? Anyway, somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. We'll have an option for grommets here for a drawstring. One thing I realized really quickly is that we thought that the waistband would be smaller than the men's. But I did this with 1 inch elastic, and this is an example of looking pretty homemade to me because even though this is a size 10 shorts, my short, I think I sewed my side seam wonky, and so this pocket is not pretending to behave. Anyway, I finished the waistband and I looked at it, and proportionally it just looked ridiculous. It looked really, really small. And so I haven't put these on my son yet. He's done pieces as I was going. But I'm going to take out this waistband, which is going to be tedious, so I'll be watching a movie, and sew in a new one that's wider, at least 1.5, if not 1 3/4, just because I think it looks better. And then I started looking at all the swim trunks I have here in my room. And they're all, even for a size 7, they're that wide. And so I don't know what it's going to be for the baby sizes. But that's the thing. So even though the Lizzie test went so smoothly and we were able to really, I think the women's was one version maybe. It was low. It was amazing. But that also meant that people kind of slept on it, and including me, because I was like, oh, there's no changes to make. And then all of a sudden it's Thursday and I haven't announced hey, we need to be working on finals. And then it's whoa, and it made me feel terrible. But anyway, I digress. I can honestly say that I don't have anybody below the size 2, especially a boy, in my life right now. And so the idea of making swim shorts in a woven, non-stretchy material with a liner for a baby that I can't pre-test because none of us have babies, and so it will not be one version. But hopefully it'll be exciting because then we truly will have swim patterns for your whole family. Right? Okay, that's all I have today. I have to go eat something. Hopefully you are surviving these final weeks of school as we make the race into summer. I am both ready to embrace it and kind of crying from my calendar. I started to write out my calendar. I will lean over here. It was ridiculous. I write in order to memorize, but then we have a color-coded calendar online, and no. Anyway, I digress. Okay. Yes. Hopefully you guys are all healthy. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're embracing the end of the school year hijinks and shenanigans that my family seems to be embracing. We have a couple who have just decided they're done. And they don't want to go to bed, and they don't want to wake up, and they don't want to do their homework, and they've mentally checked out. Yeah, I'm going to keep deep breathing and go eat a brownie. Okay. Give your loved ones a hug. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you every day. Thank you for making this possible. As always, if you could take a moment to like us on YouTube, right? Because we're trying to increase our presence there, that would be awesome. Tell people about us, yada, yada, yada. See you soon.